Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I am going to be playing with some Dare to be Artsy products. I am going to create a birthday card using several products from Dare to be Artsy. Mostly the Simply Birthday stamp set. This is a 2023 stamp set. It has all of these amazing fonts that are set up for a birthday. And I'm also playing with it's a Simon Says stamp. It's one of the Stamptember releases called Slice of Cake, which was also from Dare to be Artsy. That was limited edition, so you can no longer get that. If you do have it, it's a wonderful stamp, and I highly encourage you to use it to make birthday cards. So to start out, I am stamping my background using all of these amazing different fonts from the Simply Birthday set, and I'm basically just stamping them either horizontally or vertically, filling in my background. And I'm using a little bit of, this is the Whisper ink from Gina K Designs. It is an amalgam ink. It does dry back pretty light, so I had some stamps that I had used previously, which I didn't get cleaned exactly, so the stars and some of the fonts look a little bit darker, but that's okay. It will all work out in the end. I spent a lot of time working on this, so I didn't want to start all over again. That is my finished background. It looks really cool. So now I'm going to stamp the Slice of Cake and the banner from the Stamptember Slice of Cake stamp set. And I'm going to do a little bit of coloring here, color up this cake and the banner. And I had another banner that I had colored previously, so you'll see that in the finished card. I am coloring today with my Sketch Marker Brush Pro alcohol markers. This is a very simple coloring. I typically use a 3-color process, so lightest to darkest is always how I color, or at least my preference on how I color. I don't always color that way. And this is definitely going to be a funky colored cake. I don't know about purple frosting, but it sure turned out pretty. So I did a white cake, purple frosting on the top layer, and then it's got a little bit of chocolate in it and I think some blue frosting in the bottom layer, so it's definitely a multicolored cake. And I'm trying to just give it the look of that kind of dripping frosting going over the edge there. I might have been channeling, I don't know, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, because that kind of looks like Concord grape jelly, but it's not. It's purple frosting. So here I'm coloring up my blue layers of the cake. Pretty simple coloring. You really could color this any color you want. I tried to use some fun, bright colors. Just keep it simple. I'm going to put on a little bit of music while I finish up this coloring, and I'll be back to go through the finished details of the card. Okay, I am back and I am just wrapping up the coloring on these banners here. One last look to see if I missed anything. And then I am going to use the coordinating die to cut those out. First, I decided that I wanted to add a little bit of shimmer to my background. I used a Jelly Roll shimmer pen and I went over the block letters with that to just give it a touch of shimmer. It's so subtle, but it looks really cool. So it adds a nice little shine to it. Here I am going to cut a piece of vellum, and I have the oval framelets. This is the 4-inch oval framelit, and I have cut the vellum using that. And I am going to add some little white Jelly Roll details to my banners, just to kind of create a pattern on them. And I went over the lines in a couple places, so I just used a Sharpie pen to fill those lines back in. So I thought my vellum looked a little flat, so I decided to create a frame for that. I used the 4-inch oval framelit and the 3.5-inch oval framelit, and I just adhered those together and ran it through my die cut machine. It makes this nice frame. So I'm going to glue that to my vellum cardstock. And that'll create a nice grounding element for my slice of cake. I really felt like it needed something because it kind of got lost. So the frame kind of helps. Now I will go ahead and adhere that to my background. But first I'm going to cut the background down using the rectangle framelets. For this I used the, this is the 3.5 by 4 3/4 inch rectangle framelit. And that's going to give me a nice finished edge for my background. It has a nice kind of pierced detail on it, which I really love. And I've also cut a background piece, which is 4 by 5 1/4. So this will mat nicely on an A2 size card. I will go ahead and figure out my placement here. I'm still fiddling with those banners. I had a hard time figuring out where I was going to put them. I went back and forth for quite a while on that. So I'm going to add some dimensional foam to my background and place that onto my mat. And then I will add my cake and fiddle with my banners a little bit more. For whatever reason, I was trying to figure out, do the banners go on first and then the cake, or does the cake go on first and then the banners? So I finally got it figured out. I will add a little bit of glue to this, and I'm going to add that to my background, and that will cover up some of the darker stamping from the stamps that I didn't get cleaned very well last time. Still figuring out those banners. I could have probably done 3 banners, but I thought it would be a little bit too much. I'm just going to go with 2. I put a little bit of score tape on the back, and then I popped my cake up on top with some dimensional foam. And now I'm going to figure out placement for my sentiment. I used the Make-A-Wish sentiment from the Stamptember set, and I cut that out with the coordinating die. And I'm going to pop that up with, I did 2 layers of dimensional foam on the sentiment, so it really pops up off the card. And I had a hard time with it. I didn't get it very level, so I ended up adding a little bit more dimensional foam here. And then I'm going to create a top folding A2 card base from some 110-pound cardstock. I'm going to add everything to that. And then I will finish off the card with some, I used some little clay confetti bits, which worked perfectly for a birthday card. I just kind of scattered those across my background. And it creates the perfect birthday card. That is a look at my finished card. Thank you so much for joining me. Please be sure to click like and subscribe to get notified of all of my content. Thank you. Goodbye.